enjoying some coffee.
Oh, it's so nice. On a beautiful Wednesday morning time. It's so hard to tell what day it is.
You tell me.
Hey, Rob.
What's going on, Andrew Bauman?
You know.
Let's change that up a little bit, sorry.
Yeah, it's okay. Everything's a little different. We're drinking coffee.
Yeah, we are. So, I'll state the obvious. I'm no longer employed by the Guild. We just don't have the funds.
Right.
So, I think that's kind of awkward for this podcast a little bit, only because I think one of the things that we talked about is we want to be as frank as possible about some of the issues with our breweries, and I have to resist being more frank than I normally am, only because I think, I think it's important to get the information out. But, this show enjoys an audience based on the fact that we were both employed by the Guild and now I'm not. So I just sort of need to be careful and understand if the Arizona, I always thought of Arizona Beer Frontier being sort of a network and there would be more shows, but that's podcast thinking 10 years ago maybe.
I don't know all the podcasts I listen to say iHeartRadio, so it could be.
Yeah, but it would be more like, well, there'd be a home brewing show. There'd be, kind of like the brewing network.
Sure.
But it also is no longer, it's just probably one or two shows, right?
Yeah.
It's not the behemoth it was, but that was the sort of the point.
If we could reel in some people to also do shows, and I know that our friends at OSO did some for a while that were pretty entertaining.
So in my head, this works better if you're doing a lot of interviewing and I'm just doing the producing. Because I can do that all day, every day. And I would be able to, we kind of just do this without a lot of notes, but there would be more notes, there'd be more. We often in the show ask questions and we don't run them down, or we run them down. We don't always get it right. Sometimes I have to correct it in the show notes, or on rare occasion I have to actually edit the thing and say, well, this isn't right, or I'll put it on the screen if you're watching the video, but it would be better in that way. But I still want to have a voice, and maybe that's in a different context, but that's where I'm at. I think we've told other podcasts, the reason we're able to do this is because if we stray from the mission of the Guild, then we're held accountable directly.
Right.
I don't have that kind of accountability.
Look at you. Look at that.
Other than I still believe and I want to fulfill the overall mission, and that is, improving our breweries and, making things a more even playing field, and celebrating them and where their places in the state of Arizona. So that's why I'm still here.
It's been a while since we've gotten on mic, man.
Yeah, and I don't know if we can keep up that fever pitch, but we'll see. If we're able to structure it so you're out doing interviews and I'm just crunching them, I can do that. I can set aside the time to do it, but we'll just have to see.
Yeah.
But we should have more guests, in my opinion. And you as the director should have a bigger role and all that, and I should have a lesser role. That's my feeling. Whether that actually happens,
sure,
because I won't shut up. We'll see. We'll put this one out and say all of a sudden we'll start to hear from folks from the organization that we didn't hear from before. Why is this still happening? We thought we killed this. No.
I don't know. Well, since it's been so long, you went to Germany.
I did. I know
it's been a month.
I gave an ultimatum on when I needed to understand whether I was going to be in this role. And by the way, I am struggling with not having the job. And even though I had prepared, a couple of years. I remember sitting in a room with other directors and talking about how I was trying to separate the job from my own personality, and I was wearing less Guild stuff, and I was being more thoughtful, and when you do a job and it's easy to get immersed in it and try to do a lot of things, but it's not always healthy to do that for 10 or 12 years straight.
Right.
So, but I do still think about the job a lot, and I still think about whatever. But I was, one of the board members was I guess, chosen to break the news to me, and they were very apologetic. I said, well, look, I've been waiting for an answer for almost 2 years on what to do. Because like, it was literally last year that you had this job, because I said, this is what has to happen if we're going to make budget, and this is how I can arrange my life to work around that. But at some point I'll need an answer on this year. And so I said that was the process. And one of the options is the option I least like, but that's the option that I was prepared for. So I said, you don't have to feel bad. I said, you're the first board that came up with an action, and the action is one that makes sense. Unless there was going to be some other way of generating revenue. And then it's like, we've kicked it around. It's not an obvious answer on how to do that necessarily. Or it would be a complete rewrite of how the organization runs. And it would be more in line with other nonprofit organizations.
So interesting, and we've said this over and over, like trade organizations, right?
Yeah.
Like AFMA, ALBA, they don't have bake sales.
No, they don't. They
are funded through the dues by their members.
Right, and their board does a lot of work, and they don't meet frequently, but those board members leverage their own companies to say, hey, I've been tasked with writing the budget. It may be that individual, but it's most likely they're drawing upon their own companies to come up with some of that work. So that's not how we're structured. And again, this is all because Charlie Papazian found this way to raise money, and it's been extremely profitable for the national organization and every state in their own guilds and associations. It's been very good, but it comes at a cost, and the cost is when that is no longer a model that produces what you want it to do. Then you have to come up with a different answer, and everybody's used to not running an organization like other organizations. So it's very difficult culture-wise to shift. The other thing is you start to get people who support your organization from the outside, people who buy tickets, maybe having opinions and thoughts and feeling disappointed when the organization changes a festival, cancels a festival, moves a festival, among other things. When we had things like Me Too and why don't you just kick these guys out, or why can't you have only breweries that make good beer? And those are things that are really not, it's not the way things are able to be structured in an organization like ours. It's not a small handful of companies that, they use high dues to keep people out.
Yeah.
So you could say, hey, we represent these things. It costs $10,000 to be a member. If you want to have a seat on a committee, it's $20,000. If you want to be on the board, it's $50,000, and then the board elects the president and the officers. That right there is a approximate way for us to be back on track without doing any festivals.
Distributors have a trade organization.
They do.
They do not have.
They don't have bake sales.
No, they do not.
No.
However, clearly, it's a completely different model of business of breweries and what their profitability is. Yeah. Because many of them are not or likely don't even pay the owners, right?
Right. So, I just laid out a way for every state guild to have a functional... But you would have a handful of breweries instead of all, in our state case, 100. You'd have 10, 20, whatever, and maybe it's $5,000 or $2,000, but it's not $300. Mm-hmm. And it's not, talking about the guild as if it's some third entity that they have no control over. Like, they have a direct vote on who runs the organization. So I should stop talking about that.
There's just different ways. We have different options for fundraising. However, when we're talking about those things, we're still only talking about several $1,000s of income for these large projects.
Right.
That just does not get the ball across the line.
Yeah. And, if you want to have a full-time person, and I think it's important when you have that many, it's really hard, because it's really hard to get up to speed when there is an actual crisis or a thing to rally around, it's really tough to sort of do that as part-time. Again, unless your board is invested in working as employees of the guild. And, that's not the way it is right now. And it's maybe not the way it ever will be. I don't know.
We do have several board members that are putting in time and effort for sure.
Yeah.
We have 10 board members.
Yeah.
Several of them are definitely deep into it. So
yeah, well, I'll tell you, and you know this, but I don't think we've talked about this with our board or anybody. There are, the larger states. If you will have an absence from a board meeting, you're done. They just move on to the next, and that's the advantage of having, 5 times as many breweries as us. You can sort of say we can go to the next, and we can go to the next. We just don't have that kind of depth in the state. Mm-hmm. But my point is, when I understood that this might be a possibility, I booked a trip so that I can make it to the last weekend of Oktoberfest. So I went. And let me tell you, it was a great experience. I intend to go back. In fact, I promised Brenda I would go back with her, but I said it's important for me to sort of understand how this lays out, especially in a tight time frame. Like because you can, it's an event that you could just be totally sucked into a certain aspect of it and not really get the overall picture. And with the complication of it raining and trying to find when a good time to leave a tent is, and being a single person, it's easy to find a seat in a tent, but 2 people, a little harder. 4 people, impossible probably, during certain times. So, no, I had a good time.
And you were there the last weekend of Oktoberfest?
I was, yes.
So was it extra busy or less busy?
It was a weird year because they had to close Oktoberfest for part of a day, a big part of a day, such that they feel that they're not going to make a profit this year, because that thing is just a machine of transactions, right? Because there was some sort of bomb in another part of the city, and they also had an idea that it might be related to something going on at the fest. It turned out not to be the issue at all, but they had to clear the entire festival. Mm. So
wow,
yeah, so that's
tens of thousands of people. Everyone get out.
Yeah. Woo. Yeah. And beyond that, there was also 2 drone attacks at the airport.
Oh yeah, flyovers.
Yeah. So, well, I don't know if there was attacks, but they were definitely there to disrupt the airport. Mm-hmm. So I don't know if it was a typical year. Plus the rain. It was exceedingly hot earlier in the first part of the festival, and it was rainy. So I don't know if I got a typical experience, but it was good. All the adversity I had to work through, and the jet lag, and finding a place that was close enough but not so close that it was a zoo. I stayed in an Airbnb, 15 minutes walk from the festival. By the way, I left my Ray-Bans there, my Meta Ray-Bans. So those are like $450. I had the special lenses in because I wanted them to be like, the sunglasses that adjust to the light. My host has been very gracious trying to get them here. Tried to get it on DHL. It got rejected. Here's the thing. I will have to probably pay a tariff on glasses I own. And so I said, make sure you fill the paperwork out, because here's the price that I paid. Here is an approximate value today.
Depreciation.
Yeah. And here's what I'm prepared to pay in tariffs. Because if you don't do that, they will go to a broker, and a broker will charge money to research what this is, and there's no way to establish that I didn't buy them from her, even though they're mine, except my receipts. So they could say, okay, it's fine, but regardless, there is no way to ship anything person to person from Germany or Europe through DHL or any other carrier because of the non-discretionary tariff.
That is crazy.
It used to be anything under $800. You didn't have to pay tariffs on. Yeah. He wants his pound of flesh for every transaction.
So, non-transaction, apparently.
Yeah. So I don't know if I'm ever going to get those back unless I go back. Which I said, I'm not in a hurry. You've done so much. I paid her for what the charge was. I don't know if she might get reimbursed for that. I mean, it was like 50, 60 euro.
To try.
Yeah, and I said, just hang on to them. They're more of a toy than a tool right now. So hang on to them. I'll be back, or maybe you can ship them to a Belgian brewer that I know that's coming to the United. I don't know. We'll figure it out. It's like it's not a big deal. It's more of a challenge and a fun challenge now than it is but it is aggravating.
Yeah.
Super aggravating.
Yeah.
But yeah, Oktoberfest, and then
and then you landed on Tuesday evening.
Yep.
And you took off on Wednesday morning
For Denver
to go to Great American Beer Festival.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was kind of a little goodbye tour, or hello goodbye, or I don't know. I intend to come back, but yeah, I was able to sort of, I got some nice conversation. People telling me I did a good job, and it was nice to hear. It was nice to hear from people who I didn't expect read my post, like people from Russian River. Obviously, some of the people who write the beer news and knew about it, but people who, there's the guild area. There's 10 or 15 people that come on a semi-regular basis. They all knew, even though they might just been with breweries. So it was good, and I think the numbers were down again, but I think the experience has grown since the previous year. I mean, you have probably thoughts on that.
Yeah, I mean, the Thursday night session was way down. And that makes sense because when the tickets go on sale, the Friday and Saturday tickets sell out first, and then people flip over to the Thursday session and add. When it's really just a smaller and better experience. But as that gets to be less and less, it's not great.
Yeah.
The awards ceremony was on the show floor by the main stage, which was, I think, amazing, fantastic.
Yeah, it was well attended, and it was nice that you could have little conversations and not disturb the ceremony.
It's a little bit like how our awards show changed from being in the auditorium to being in a
open area with
banquet hall.
Yeah.
It's just more intimate. You're sitting next to each other. There's people right in front of you. It's not like you're in those super nice auditorium chairs where everything's far apart and hard surfaces.
Yeah.
There's no arms.
You don't feel like getting up to get a beer or talk or congratulate somebody.
Yeah.
I thought it was great. The Thursday thing does a little bum me out a little bit because I don't know, man. I've always liked doing the non-weekend day things. Like I wish we had Sunday festivals, like Sunday afternoon sometimes, or Thursday evening events. I think I resist the school night argument. I say that's when you burn the candle on the other end.
Yeah.
And then you enjoy your weekend.
Not
doing beer stuff, but the rumor going around, and I think it's a rumor that makes sense, is they may not have Great American Beer Festival in the convention center moving forward.
Right. That was something I heard.
It's too expensive. Unfortunately, I think they might drop Thursday and they might add 2 sessions on Saturday, which to me, that's the killer. I don't mind doing the extra session per se, but on the same day, it's tough.
It is.
It's a long day, and I don't think you get...
Start with awards from 10 to 12, then you do the festival from 12:30 to 4:30, then you do the festival from 5:30 to 7:30.
I said, well, why are we doing the awards on Saturday? You guys know the answer before Saturday. Why don't you do them on Thursday or Friday? I don't know. There's no reason to hold it on Saturday, other than maybe that's the way things were. I know that they were still doing judging in the past up to literally Friday night.
Really? Huh.
Yeah, because they used to have the Thursday or Friday night. They used to have the judging party. So you knew if you went to the judging party and you saw a lot of your product out there, you knew you didn't get very far.
Right.
Because if you get to the final table,
all your beer's gone.
A lot of your beer's gone, especially if people were like, well, take another glass of that. Right. Even though they don't know what it is, like this is going far. I like it. I need a little bit more. So this is unfortunate, and they are going through the same things we are at a different scale, but the Brewers Association.
Right, but I remember when I started as the deputy director, there were 2 regional people that helped with legislation.
Mm-hmm.
And then that went down to 1, and now it's different.
Yeah.
There used to be a guild liaison. That was her sole position, and all of that just kind of gets smaller and smaller, and then the festival gets smaller, and then the...
I'm having an ice cult.
Ice cult from Pueblo Vita Brewing Company.
Yeah, it's an Oktoberfest style, is what I can read on the can. Mm-hmm. It's a beautiful design. It's got a roadrunner on, light blue colors with a sort of a geometrical design. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. A very simple, basic label across the middle. Sorry, I'm drinking all of this, apparently. Oh. You can have some of that.
I'll have a little bit.
That's from Pueblo Vita?
Yes.
Nice. When did you pick that up?
When I was down there for Hop Harvest.
I think that's something that we talked about before we went off the air for a bit.
Yeah, first week of October.
Yeah.
I held up just fine.
Yeah, no, it's good. But yeah, that's going on. Came back. Mm-hmm. Visited the Navajo Nation for 3 or 4 days. Mm-hmm. Not a lot of beer going on up there.
Right.
So,
well,
not even like the grocery stores. There's no liquor stores. Bashas does not have any alcohol at all. So.
Mm-hmm. I recently saw a post from White Mountain Brewing Company.
Yeah. Okay.
When I heard White Mountain Brewing Company,
yeah,
I think that's like Globe.
See, and I think
foothills of the White Mountains.
I think of New Hampshire.
Yes, that's a whole different thing. There's a White Mountain Brewing Company there. Yes.
No, I mean I just knew there was White Mountains.
Yeah.
But anyway, that is somebody who used to be an Ash member. I can't remember his name now. Cody. Yeah.
It is not those foothills. It is the other foothills in the northeast part of the state.
Yeah. Like Sholo.
Few miles east or a few miles west of St. John's in Concho.
Okay. Oh, that's the Concho Brewery. Remember we were I actually mentioned that in last year's bill. I said, I said the trend is to very small breweries in remote areas, and I don't know if you guys even understand. I'm talking to the legislators. I don't know how many people you think are in Concho. I don't even know if that's not your district, you probably don't even know that it exists. I didn't know it existed, but there's a finite amount of beer that can be sold to individuals there, and so if it's very possible that the amount that the law required at the time would exceed what the benefit would be. So
Wikipedia says there are 54 people in Concho.
Yeah, but it is adjacent to the White Mountains, and
to be clear, that's an unincorporated area that probably involves just the little around the post office.
Right, and in the summertime they probably quadruple or
all the way to 200. No, I mean, what that is one thing about this industry. People like Fort Mojave Brewing.
Right.
There's no one there. They're just making a go of it. They're like, I love doing this. I want to bring this to my community.
Right.
It might not be here. We might not have all the available resources as far as distributors delivering here and all those things, but I love it and I want to bring it to my community.
No,
that's good. Amazing.
Why did you bring them up?
Because of something.
I know we want to tell their story, but
there was a reason.
Because we were talking about this beer, and I went to the Navajo Nation, and I said there's not a lot of beer in that area.
Apache County.
Okay, yeah.
Apache County gonna have a brewery now.
Yeah, but that is not on Indian, Navajo, or
no,
Hopi.
it is not.
That's the distinction.
Yes.
You could get. So we stayed at a place outside the Monument Valley National Park. It is a national park for the tribe. It is not a U.S. national park. Does that make sense?
Yep.
so in their hotels they had beer. It was probably pretty pedestrian. I didn't look only because we were only in the cafeteria restaurant at the break of dawn to get some pictures. We weren't there to, and we brought some beer. We bought a couple things of wine. Even though we drove, it's like, you don't want to bring like cases of beer, right? So wine is a good choice. We bought some beer, and then we stayed. We did the Monument Valley. We did Navajo National, the U.S. Park, which they even closed the bathrooms. You couldn't even, use their because of the shutdown.
It's a crazy time.
And we ended up driving north and stayed in a little town called Bluff.
Bluff, Utah.
Yeah, had a nice little resort. It was all in this canyon. They had some beers, $4 beers. Not bad for a hotel beer. A nice can of beer, $4.
Yeah. 16 ounce from what I saw on your post.
Yeah,
nice.
So they were all offerings from Moab, and they had a ton of RTDs and other things that I wasn't interested in, but. And I had 4 or 5 styles. I think it was all Moab, maybe one other brewery. They didn't even. They had a 12-ounce can of some amber from somewhere, and I was like, it was still the same price, $4.
A beer's $4.
Yeah.
You choose what that beer is. That's fine.
Yeah. No. But yeah, the shutdown is still happening.
Mm-hmm. I did a little trip last week.
Yeah.
On Wednesday, I was going to hand off the Great American Beer Festival medal for Lazy G.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. I know this because I saw you that day.
That's right.
Why was I up there? Oh, I did a little Flagstaff.
You were in Flagstaff and you were coming home to hang out with Mom the next day. So.
Yeah.
I went up to Lazy G, spent some quality time with them. They had, they're usually closed on Tuesday, so it was Tuesday. They're usually closed, but they had a private event that day. They were very hands-off, like the organizers. It was just the space.
Right.
So I got to spend a real nice amount of time sitting and chatting. And
Talk to Travis.
Travis was brewing that day, coming down the brew deck stairs. He twisted his ankle pretty bad. So his son came in and is helping him finish the brew.
Wow.
But despite the immense amount of pain he was in, his smile about that medal was insane.
Oh yeah.
He was so happy.
Yeah.
It was great.
Yeah, and that was for a lager?
Italian Pilsner.
There you go. That's one of my favorite styles these days.
Yeah, me too.
Good. I think he's. I think a lot of people had questions. He's moving from San Diego and he's going from this type of a brewery and that kind of adulation and attention, and his whole family just loves Prescott.
He also worked at Russian River for a while.
He did, yeah. So Russian River Society, and I think he's trying to keep ahead of his old brewery a little bit. There's a little internal competition with himself.
He really likes Prescott. He really likes nature. He likes hunting. He likes all that there is to do in that environment, and I think it suits him much better than an urban environment. So I think he's pretty stoked about being there. So
I missed seeing you there. I drove through Sedona, probably like an idiot. It was Tuesday. It can't be that bad. It was bad.
It was even Prescott traffic was freaking insane.
Oh, I know. There was some prescribed burn. It looked pretty ominous coming in. And I thought, oh my God, this is out of control, because there was just a cloud of smoke. But I met you at Mile High Beer Project.
Right, between Lazy G and Mile High, I did a little zip up to Wren House and said hi to the brewers there, and that was about it.
They were brewing, and they were cleaning.
They were doing cleaning and packaging.
Cool.
And then we met our friend John down at Mile High Brewing, which is pretty exciting.
Yeah, it's I can see that it's making progress, but he was held up by a couple of red tape issues, and if you walked in there, you'd be like, "Oh, this is never going to open." But It's close.
It doesn't take that long to go from that to open. It really is amazing. When the key actually gets turned on and you don't have all that, administrative garbage, you can go pretty quick. Like once your electricity signed off, you had an issue with fire sprinklers that became a non-issue. Once those things are gone and you can actually start doing things, it does go quick.
Yeah.
When I got there, his drywall guy was just leaving. So those dudes are working all day.
He was saying Thanksgiving. I'm gonna say probably they'll be lucky to get end of the year, because I think at some point you get to a point and you're like, all right, now let's look at the calendar. Let's see what makes sense. Let's not kill ourselves just to open poorly or not get things done we want to get done.
Yeah.
So
because that can happen, and it's so hard to go back once the doors are open and people are coming in. Trying to get actual things done is just, you have to break it down, do your work, set it all back up, open the next day.
Yeah.
But if they're only open Thursday through Sunday, which is the plan right now, you still have those 3 days to get more stuff done. But it just is so hard.
Yeah.
Because now you're taking your full-time job, adding your part-time job, plus adding your construction job, and that's just a recipe for sadness.
Yeah, I'm excited because we got to have some of John's beer when he was teaching at Yavapai College. Mm-hmm. Obviously, he had a hand in some other breweries in the area as well, but he had a couple of months where he was making at the former Prescott Brewing Company. It was Brown Bag Burger, and he had 5 or 6 styles laid out, and they were diverse, and I'm excited to see what he can do up there. And whereas at the height of Prescott there was 4 or 5 breweries going on up there at the same time.
Oh yeah, for sure. He worked at Granite Mountain.
I think 1 is too few for that area.
I could use a couple, sure.
2 is.
Remember Black Hole?
Yeah, Black Hole. Obviously,
Copper
Lonesome Valley, Copper Kettle. Lonesome Valley was out in Prescott Valley.
Yeah.
Obviously, Prescott Brewing Company, Lazy G. There was a period where all those were sort of either open and running or close to it.
Oh, did Rickety Cricket have one there?
They had a tap room.
Yeah.
You're exactly right. They did not have a brewery. They had a tap room. I don't know if it still exists, but there was the Barley Hound. It was a gastropub, place to stay, attached to a hotel.
Park Plaza.
The
Raven.
Yeah. A Raven.
All those things. But as far as breweries go, yeah.
There were
like 5 at once.
The place we went to across the street. It was something social club. Had a nice patio. I don't know.
It's something like Tap Room. The Tap Room Social Club or Tap House.
Yeah. It was nice.
Yeah.
A nice
just nondescript name, that's all.
Yeah. They had a good selection of beer. They were playing music.
Stella on draft?
Yeah. No. Pilsner Urquell.
Pilsner Urquell.
Very fresh.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Very fresh. And that makes a difference.
Mm-hmm.
And the bartender, I don't know if he's connected with the ownership, has had some experience as a distributor partner. So
yeah,
understands that dynamic. And John was like, "Oh yeah." When it came on, I was like very excited because it was a very fresh keg. And like,
right.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Because it could be terrible. I've had a Pilsner Urquell in Madison, and I talked to a lot of people into getting it, and it was just. The lines were
trash.
Oh yeah, it was like, and yeah, good times though.
I'm gonna open.
Glad I made that.
I'm gonna open a beer from the next brewery I went to.
Okay.
Which is Belfry.
Okay.
So I left Prescott, went up through Jerome, got down to Cottonwood, right? Cottonwood or Clarkdale? I can't. Cottonwood.
It's Cottonwood. The only one in Clarkdale is
Smelter Town.
Yes, because that was the smelter town.
Yes. So I went to Belfry.
Cottonwood Smelter Town. It's like a lot of nouns.
Yes. So I went to Belfry and I had a delicious Reuben sandwich, which was just awesome.
Their food is great.
So Oh my gosh.
And the location is
so
nice.
Good.
So
it was great. People were there. Bartender was knowledgeable, friendly, all these things. Good beer was great.
my nose is not working.
I had an IPA, of course.
Is this 3.5 or is it 5.5? It's 5.5. It's written in marker.
Yum.
I can't smell for some reason right now.
This is real nice.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
Caramel.
It's real good. I and you know how I have that caramel malt, like bad oxidation thing? I don't get that at all here. So
I could bite into some banana bread or carrot cake right now.
Yeah.
Something that would really kind of, something cakey. Something with some cake.
Well, after that, I went to Public Tap Room. That is owned by Oak Creek Brewing.
Right.
In the former That Brewery.
Right.
They have a beer called This Isn't That.
Nice.
And it's
wordplay.
quite divisive in the community.
Oh, because
Yeah. Why?
it can be interpreted as a slap on the old
Kind of, it could be. So, not a super fan of that, but very nice people there. Last time I went was the last day it was That Brewing, and the next day turned into Oak Creek's location. And the same bartender was there.
Yeah.
So we had some nice conversations. They pointed me towards a great place to camp, and that's what I went and did. When I got to the campground, it was pretty busy.
Yeah.
So those campgrounds between Cottonwood and Sedona,
Yeah.
there are many times people that work in Sedona who do not have housing that use those campsites.
Yeah.
There's not dispersed camping because it's a fragile ecosystem, but they have areas that are carved out called designated dispersed camping areas.
Okay. No, I understand.
It's just
that.
a big dirt parking lot.
Yeah.
There were porta potties, which is great. There were no other amenities and really no trees and stuff around.
Right.
But when I pulled in, it was dark and the stars were shining.
Nice.
It was completely silent. There were 15 other cars in that little area. Not a sound except me opening my thing. And it's 9 o'clock.
Right.
It's not like this is midnight or something.
Right.
I'm just like, oh God, I'm bothering all these people.
This for the first time in a long time, I'm really noticing how dark it gets so early. I'm like,
so early.
Dude, it's probably because I'm not running the same schedule. I went to Angel's Trumpet last night.
That's true.
And they're closing.
Right.
We know this. And that's a whole nother ball of wax. We may or may not get to this show. But I woke up this morning. I'm like, yeah, I had a few beers. But like, I turned in my professional liver for like a civilian liver or something. But it gets dark so early now. And like, people ask me how things are with, the change in not having this job. I'm like, for some reason, I have like 5 times as many hoodies as I used to. I just started to buy hoodies. Okay. I don't know why.
All right. You're just being more casual. Instead of feeling like you're in the spotlight all the time. Is it like that?
A little bit.
Okay.
A little bit. I was on a call with some relatives, and I wasn't really saying anything. I'm like, people, actually Tom, the official pseudo brother-in-law.
Yeah.
Said, oh yeah, Rob's not talking. I'm like, I don't have to talk anymore. It's not my job anymore to talk. So but I wanted to point out, because Brenda brought it up, like you guys would love Monument Valley, and in Navajo National, the U.S. park, there is literally free camping, which is it's a nice camping area. Lots of very low-cost accommodations. We didn't, but you could have rented through Airbnb a hogan that can sleep as many as 9 people. But you could. It's a traditional sort of octagonal lodge building. It's there was several opportunities to stay outside of the park and be in the middle of nowhere. Did you see the comment at all? I didn't see the comment. The lemon comment.
Oh no.
It was supposed to be visible during the time that we were in northern Arizona.
I had all too many mountains around me and stuff.
Yeah.
It was real low on the...
It was low on the horizon, and which was a disappointment. It was named after... it was spotted first from Mount Lemmon in Arizona, but it was too low on the horizon. And then there was another comet, and there was literally in some parts of the country, you could see 3 comets. The last comet I saw, and I couldn't name the year, but I did a overnight camping hike in the Superstitions, and it was the Hayu Tataki, and that was like straight above you. So I'm in the middle of Superstitions, and like you kind of like set an alarm to wake up, and you're still like, because you're fucking tired of getting out there and setting up camp, and like just remember just watching it for like 2 hours, just crossing the sky.
Yeah, dope.
Yeah. I wish there was more opportunities for that. I mean, I'm sure there's lots, but living in Phoenix, you just really can't get that dark sky experience, right?
No, not at all.
Did you do any the photography like this? We both have Androids, and if you set to night sky, and if it's in a stationary period, it will switch over to take a longer exposure, like 5-minute exposure, 4-minute exposure.
Yeah, night sight.
You can get some great photos.
I have in the past. I did not on this trip. Honestly, I felt a little uncomfortable just sitting out.
In the parking lot.
I did. I know all these people are trying to sleep. They have to get up and work in the morning.
Trying to open your zippers very silently.
Yeah, every time I would open my door to get my other shoes or whatever, I just felt kind of ugh. So no, I didn't set up the tripod even though I brought it.
Yeah.
I just felt like it would be too loud and too much going on. So yeah.
What else we got? We've got a Bauman cider.
We do.
Tell us about that.
Well, you remember when Arizona Strong Beer Festival was on Valentine's Day?
I do. We married somebody.
Yes.
We had a wedding.
And
they're still married.
Their uncle had Bauman Hop Farm.
The uncle of the bride or the groom?
Yeah.
One of them.
Right. I think the bride.
The bride. Okay. So the wedding that we had where we married somebody on Valentine's Day.
Yes. I show up to the perch tent, and we're setting everything out, and I had a Bauman Hop Farm shirt on.
Yeah.
That took a lot of work to get.
Yes.
I found them on the internet. I said, I want to get a shirt. They're like, oh, come and get one. And I said, but I live in Phoenix, so can you send me one? It became a bit of a thing. So I walk up, he's wearing this shirt, I'm wearing the shirt. I'm like, you're that guy? He's like, yeah.
The guy.
I said, so I'm a Bauman and you're a Bauman. You have a hop farm and I'm a brewer. This is amazing. And he's like, uh-huh. That was about it.
He was not as impressed as you were.
He was not as impressed as me, but okay, people have different times in their lives. But they started doing just a full farm with a farm stand and a little store.
Portland, Oregon.
And then they started doing the cider as well.
So you got this out of the war zone in Portland, Oregon?
Yes.
This is smuggled out?
Well, it's been a little while. My parents were up there in June or July. And
in the peacetime.
Yes, before the war broke out. Before the frogs went
So
wild.
they were going to do a hop farm, but they said, we're going to make a cider because we don't do the obvious at Bauman.
Because we have a farm.
Okay.
And so we're going to have apple trees.
They just want to remind you that
I don't know what their thoughts were.
All right.
But now there is a Bauman cider, and it's very exciting. And my sister's coming down next month, and I'm going to have her bring some more if they will.
I'm going to do this with a little hint of Märzen because I don't feel like rinsing my glass.
There you go. That's okay.
Ooh, it's making a noise. It's very effervescent. It's got a lot of fizz to it. Maybe I get the mic on it.
It left my fridge a couple hours ago. So.
Okay. That's all right. You probably didn't see that move if you're listening. He did a little splash and swirled it around and did a rinse.
Yeah. Pro move.
It is. It is. This is what I've lost in the last couple of weeks. I don't know these things
Look
anymore.
how clear this is.
It is. Well, I mean,
holy God.
Cider is
and dry.
Yeah, it's very dry. It's nice. I like it. I like it.
That's nice. Yeah, I'm gonna have my sister bring some more of that back. You know, we do have Six Bird Cider.
We do.
Close to us here. Who
They won a medal.
Won a medal at Great American Beer Festival, yeah.
Yeah. They got that medal back? It was collected by somebody else?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Everybody has their medals, what I'm asking.
Well, and there was a little bit of panic because I went to get Dragoon's medal,
Yeah.
and it was gone.
Yeah.
Turns out one of their brewers came up just to like go to GABF and picked it up. But I didn't know that, see him or anything. So when I went to pick it up afterwards, she's like, it's gone. I went, oh God.
For everybody's benefit, we try to help our breweries if they want their medal immediately and or pictures so they have them for their social media. But because we know people are superstitious or they don't always want everyone to know what they've entered, we don't, hey, tell me what you entered. And
right.
So we run this real balance. So like when a medal is announced, and we try to call and say, hey, are you here? Can we take your picture? Do you want us to collect it? Would you like a picture?
Shaking hands with the medal.
Right. We try to do that all in real time. And, you know, we don't miss a lot. Occasionally we do.
That's the first one I missed.
Yeah, I've missed them before. I missed Historic years ago.
It made me feel real bad.
It does.
It made me sad. I was like, I want to do this for you.
Well, yeah, I know. So I just want people to know we're like really invested in this.
Yeah.
It's not like we're just there to, you know, like, oh, okay, whatever. It's like it's, you know, and I want to thank you in particular for. I was there. I volunteered to help. You had it covered. You allowed me time to do what I needed to do, and like I was at the thing, and someone said, "Are you going to take pictures this year?" I'm like, you know, I'm just going to let things happen, you know, and I was able to do something else, right? So it was really good, and it just underscores how much I enjoy going to that festival. So you know, without having the overhead of doing work. Mm-hmm. Nevertheless, I was like, you know, I sent you some photos of the
step and repeat,
the slide and of the winners, and
yeah,
because like sometimes you can't get that. And,
sure.
And no, I thought the was a great experience, and I if you haven't gone, I think it's time that people go there. And
if you have not been to Great American Beer Festival, you should go.
Yeah.
I'm not saying go 7 or 12 or 14 years in a row. I'm saying go once or twice. If you only plan on going once, go for at least 2 sessions.
Yeah.
I know it's expensive. It is worth it having more than 1 day to be there.
And it's like this. You don't have to be there the entire time for 2 sessions. If you just go 1 session, you feel like you have to be there the whole time. But
and
it's
a freaking sprint. Mm-hmm. Like it can be crazy.
Just build it in the cost of going. Like
it's not that much.
No, and well, you can't get to 14 in a row or whatever, or 12 in a row or 10 in a row if you don't go once. So you got to go once.
Yeah.
And it's going to be different. It's going to be different, but again, if you're there and the first time and you'll see people that you haven't seen in a long time.
You'll end up talking to them for an hour and then you go, oh, great.
Yeah.
I have 1 more hour to get through this whole festival.
There's still an industry layer that is, you know, not as comprehensive, but there are still the touchstones for all of us over the last 10 years of you're going to this event, you're doing this on this day. There's still enough of that.
Yeah, there's still chemical manufacturers, there's hops places, there's plenty of industry people that you can network with and say like,
and
okay,
fact,
well, this is definitely a consumer-focused event.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean there's no industry opportunities. There's a lot of industry opportunities.
In fact, the reason that we were able to go this year, because it was not in the budget, was because of David DiLorenzo hearing what it meant for us to be there and how this is something that is a one-to-one, like our experience is reflected in the promotion and social media and support of the breweries at one. And like, you know, he came up with some funds for us to go. But in addition to that, people who were at the meeting, their name is
Scott Hambeck
Yeah.
from Craft Culture Draft Solutions.
Right, was there and helped pour.
He was there every session and took at least an hour of each session
Yeah.
so that we could get out from behind the booth.
Right.
And we got to pour some great beers from Arizona, and so many people came up with University of Arizona stuff. Like, that is the merch I saw. Yes,
Right.
there are ASU people. Yes,
Right.
there are NAU people. So many people had on U of A like logo stuff compared to the others.
Yeah.
It was bizarre to me, but fun, very fun.
Okay, so we have.
I haven't even gotten to day 2.
Oh,
okay.
Can we take a break?
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Because this is, and we have this. We have these test tubes full of.
I don't know what we're doing with that.
I don't know. You don't want to drink them?
I don't care.
I don't want to drink them.
No, I'm not a fan. I'm not a mead guy. I got a party time.
We're back. Andrew is admiring the Lumberyard Brewing Company soccer scarf.
Yeah, it's
draped over the door.
Real cool.
That was like 3 or 4 years ago, and I offered to pay for it, but the Hansa just gave it to me, so I just took it.
Mm-hmm.
But soccer scarves, that's a tradition that we don't really take advantage of here in the United States.
No,
it's a good merch item, though, for breweries.
I think it's one of those merch items that's just going to sit on the shelf, though.
Well, or over the door.
At Rob's, yeah.
I do have some scarves, but they're not here in the valley, generally speaking.
Yeah, because it's not that cold here.
No,
I get it.
No, but I mean, I'm moving towards hoodies. Maybe scarves are next. I don't know.
Never could say. Okay, so I wake up, and all these people start leaving
from the campsite.
From the campsite.
From the not dispersed, but
designated
dispersed.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I head up to Sedona.
Mm-hmm.
Sedona Beer Co. is closed on Wednesdays.
Yeah, we're on Wednesday at this point.
Wednesdays. And Tuesdays, maybe? Whatever. They were not open. However, Base Camp was open at noon.
The tap room on the other side of town.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Real nice tap room. Oh my gosh. Probably the most beautiful patio you've ever seen at a brewery. Ever.
Yeah.
I would put it up against Stone Escondido. Now, it's not on that grand scale, but it is so gorgeous. That was, however, was not my first stop. I stopped at Oak Creek Brewing Company. They were doing some work on...
not the Talakapaki, but the coffee pot production brewery.
The production brewery. Talakapaki being a completely different business.
It is.
Yeah.
Well, it's a different license, but it's a separate entity now?
Yes.
But it's an Oak Creek.
It's still branded.
Yeah.
Oak Creek Bar and Grill.
Yeah.
And the other one is Oak Creek Brewing Company. And they're two separate, completely different entities.
It hasn't always been that case, I suppose.
No, I think that started about 3 years ago when...
Okay, when all the changes happened. Okay.
Yeah, so sat at the bar there. One guy had on a Saving the Guild shirt, and I had on a Guild hat, and so we chatted a little bit. And then I left. I did have a beer. It was fine. It was their Oak Creek IPA, whatever it was. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, that's it. And then I went to Base Camp, and Kali was there, and her son. They were both stalking. Her son is almost 3. He looks like he's 4. He talks like a regular person.
Wow.
Yeah, it is amazing. She's like, yeah, he's almost 3. I'm like, what? Long hair, so pretty. and they were unboxing merch and stocking the shelves. Eventually, as almost 3-year-olds will do, he got a little tired of not being the center of attention.
Got you.
And so I did have a call with the A250 people. So I sat down, and when I got done with my call, they were already departed. But yeah, super nice and busy.
Yeah.
There were a lot of people at noon to 1, and 12:30 is when I got there. 1 o'clock was my phone call, and it was just busy the whole time. That was great to see. Some Milwaukee Brewers fans. Oh, and then on the way home. Oh yeah, I did. And then I went back through Clarkdale, because that's what Google Maps said was my best route.
Right.
I stopped at Smeltertown, had beer there, said hi. No, the brewers or owners were around, but nice. And then headed to Verde Brewing Company to drop off their medal from the Arizona Craft Beer Awards. And I had to run because Brady was getting out of town. It was already 4 o'clock. And I stopped at Kitsune Brewing. Saw Brady for literally 10 minutes. And he had to go because his girlfriend's niece had an orchestra concert he could not be late to. Isn't that cute?
I'm trying to catch up.
It's so cute. I know.
This is
very fast.
Girlfriend from not too long ago.
Flagstaff. Yeah.
Okay.
While I was after Brady left, and while I was finishing my full beer, because 10 minutes is not enough time for me.
Yeah.
I was talking to the guys at the bar, and 3 of them were from New Berlin, Wisconsin. 2 of them and me were all from New Berlin, Wisconsin.
That's crazy.
It's bonkers.
And
then I went home.
This is at Kitsune?
At Kitsune.
That's crazy. For people who don't know, like if I were to list the suburbs of Milwaukee, New Berlin wouldn't be.
It wouldn't even be on the list.
I'd be rattling them off.
There'd be Brookfield, and then no one remembers New Berlin.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So I don't know it, but that's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I know of it, but like again, if you asked me to just start naming them, I would probably just go out in this concentric circle.
Wauwatosa.
And I probably would skip it.
West Dallas.
Yeah. So I can't equate. It'd be like Buckeye's pretty big. It'd be like Buckeye.
Buckeye's pretty big. No, Maricopa.
Yeah.
That's too big.
Yeah, I don't know.
Look at that.
Okay, so that was all of our travels, I guess.
That was all the travels.
So, what's going on with the government shutdown? Any impacts that you've heard of?
It's been real quiet, honestly.
Everybody. We don't need it for cola. We don't need it for the only thing we need it for.
In Arizona need it for cola. Cola is the Tax and Trade Bureau, the TTB, reviews labels and approves them.
Right.
So Arizona does not need that unless you're doing interstate commerce, which there's a very slippery slope there, because if you're buying grain from Colorado and putting it in beer, now you're involved in interstate commerce. That could be an argument. But up to this point, it has not been one that the government has chosen to exercise.
Right. We use the we use the interstate commerce thing when we say you can buy our merchandise across state lines when it suits the business in terms of trademark.
Yeah.
So we have it both ways. which is just the endemic of why you have organizations to no, that's not the same. That's not the same.
That's us. It's us. We're the ones saying, oh, no.
Yeah.
So there are states that require any beer that goes in a package to have that label cola approved, even if it doesn't have to be in interstate commerce. Arizona is not one of those states. So our breweries can create labels, not have them approved, put them on a can, and as long as they have the minimum, which is the government warning
in the proper font and size,
and caps,
without changing the rectangular aspect ratio of it.
Yeah.
So I'm saying this because
and font size.
Somebody might go, oh, they don't mean us, do they? Yes, I do.
Yes, we do. And then you have to have on the volume in that package, which is very specifically denoted. You cannot just put it in metrics. You have to have it in imperial. And then no lewd or lascivious content, I think, is how they would describe it, right?
I guess.
So
I'll know it if I see it.
So yes, correct. Yes, Mr. Holmes. That was Oliver Wendell Holmes, not John Holmes. Okay, that's...
Yeah. No, I got the reference. It is a Supreme Court justice.
So
I know it when I see it.
But
he was talking about pornography, so.
Yeah. So Arizona does not have a lot of need in the brewing industry for specifically federal services in order to make beer.
Yeah. I'm just recalling, I can't remember it's part of my, did I make a mistake with my stored beers, which I generally do, but there was a brand that I brought, I photoed, not in our podcast, but outside that, where they used the wrong label. Like they used literally the 12-ounce equivalent label for a bomber, and so they don't pay attention to a lot of it.
Yikes.
This was an international brand.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, the volume is important, but yeah, think about how many products are out there. There's now a great deal of oversight, but that doesn't mean you're invisible, because all it takes is for someone to say, "Hey, what about this?" And then it's a cascading rat out everybody, and it's just a bad thing. So
much like what happened during COVID when one bar was open and a restaurant wasn't, or vice versa.
Right.
And things got dicey. There's a lot of telling on each other, but whatever.
Yeah.
I guess now we should look at this.
Yeah, so part of the little things you brought, you got that on your trip?
No, I got this in town. This is from Below the Rim Meadery. It's a bunch of test tubes of meads.
So if you're familiar with liquid yeast from like Y yeast, it's kind of a Y yeast style
of vial, yeah.
Plastic with a plastic cap.
And this is, does it say?
And it's in a stand. Is this metal?
50 milliliters.
Is this metal or is it printed?
No, this is aluminum.
Aluminum.
Laser cut.
Below the Rim Meadery with
folded.
the logo.
It's pretty dang cool.
And you bought this where again?
I got this at the Sugar Bar.
The Sugar Bar.
And you can turn it both ways. And you can see Below the Rim Meadery there, or you can see it up here. It's very cool. I think it's what we would call innovative.
So there's a government warning on here, but I think it's too small. Anyway.
And it's not all caps, and it's not, I don't know, maybe. It's not, it's good compared to the ones that we've seen. Like, it's good.
Yeah.
50 milliliters, 15.5%, bottled by BTRM, Payson, Arizona, 85541.
We like Below the Rim because they attend our festivals and they have a very interesting display of their products. They have
always got interactive things. They
have multiple taps.
They care. It's nice.
They like I don't know. I want to say like 12, maybe.
Usually, at least 12, yeah.
And they're all little 1 gallon things, and I think it's ideal. It's a lot of cleaning. It's a lot of work on their part. I don't want to dismiss that, but they want to be able to offer variety, and they will walk you through. I was like, you have a green chili, whatever, and they'll walk you through all the other things that are related to that, and by the end of it, you're like, I had a lot of mead.
Yeah.
But no, it's very interesting packaging. I've never seen anything like that. They've
got a sticker on top that describes which one it is, and then they've got the label that also has the name on it with a little bit of made. This is a peachy keen, made with peaches and other natural flavors.
So, did you tell me what the volume was on this?
Yeah, it says 50 milliliters right here.
50 milliliters.
Yeah.
I don't understand what that is in ounces.
Boy, oh boy. That's two.
Try to get our show producer to find this out.
2.5.
50 milliliters. 50 ml.
Yeah.
In OZs. 1.7.
1.7.
So, is mead and wine, is it 2 ounces for a sample? 1 ounce?
For a sample?
Yeah.
It can be whatever you want.
No, I know, but like typically, like if you go to a winery and they have the
Generally,
they have the pour that stops at a certain point.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? Like when you do a flight, they have the pours.
Right. I couldn't say. I think that's up to each one, yeah.
No, I think there's a standard.
Hmm.
Because like you buy them and they pour a certain amount out and that's it. Like you just tip it.
I'm familiar with auto-stopping pourers, yes.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if it's a legal thing. It's just a thing.
Yeah, it might be like customary, usual and customary.
Yeah.
That's good. That's
Legal
good.
stuff.
Yeah. I'm not sure what that is. I believe it is up to each particular. But, at a beer festival, you say, gosh, you have a 15% versus a 6% beer. Don't want to pour a whole 4 ounces now, do we?
No.
No.
And as a consumer, you really shouldn't need that much. You should be able to decide what you want. We're running out of beer here, sir. So we either need to talk some more or get some more beer or both. Or I don't know what else we got going on. I do have something. I mean, I asked about the shutdown. November 1st is going to be a very tumultuous period if things continue down this road with the government shutdown, simply because automatically some health insurance rates are going to double for some folks. There are going to be people knocked out of those programs. SNAP benefits, although I think there might be a reprieve, I think those might not get to the right people. So I think it's timely to remind our industry that we do have a foundation. It has some money, but the power of it is to do a fundraiser, to take the initial investment and raise more funds and put something back into the organization. You'd have to go through me at this point because I kind of shut it down until we could reconstitute it with a different, a more qualified
board organization and whole. It's a bank account that's sitting there. That is
right.
501c3.
Yeah. So, I will. It works best if you or a group of individuals can say, "Hey, we need this," but it also can work where you're completely anonymous and we can just figure out how to best address. But I would hate to think that we have a large amount of people who get SNAP benefits in our industry, but it's possible. But we certainly have people who might have spouses in federal government who aren't getting paid, whether they're working or not or furloughed. But the best thing to do is to reach out to me through Andrew or Rob at Craft Beer AZ or Andrew, and we'll figure that out. And we'll come up with a plan, and we can be. Doesn't have to be in the public eye at all. It just needs to. There are some documents that we will have to sort of exchange so that I'm not on the hook or you're not on the hook for any tax implications. That's part of it. But yeah, I just wanted to put that out there. Not going to throw that out necessarily on Facebook per se. I don't know, but if you're listening, then you probably
someone that's in need.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to be a tumultuous time in the airline industry here coming up. I don't think that's going to get better.
Airline?
Yeah. Air traffic controllers. So.
Oh, yeah. But I am going to go to Sally Drippings in North Carolina, November 21st through the 24th. So put it out there to my... Actually, John Hall, who I'm meeting there, is like, hey, if there's any other guild people, Mike, I'll ask. I know that Atlanta's not too far away, Joseph. And I know that South Carolina, Virginia, Tennessee, Kentucky, drivable.
North Carolina.
Yeah. I reached out to Lisa. I texted her, but I don't think I have the right number, so I run that down. But I mean, be a good time. People can swing that.
Yeah.
That is Celebration on the East Coast. They dry hop in bags and then they hoist them up and they
let them exist in the beer, and then when they empty the tank,
right, they take the large volume, package it, keg, bottle, can, and then they let those bags drop liquid over the course of a longer period. They take that beer and they re-pressurize it, carbonate it, and it works out to about 40 half barrels of beer.
Oh my gosh, that's so much.
And they in the past they've just put it on tap, and they, I don't know if they're going to package this year. They hinted, they did the ratio of like for every case you get 1 can or something like that of these cellar drippings. They did the math. It's like I don't know if they intend to package that separately, but they're also going to have an event in Chico. So on the one hand,
it's easier to get to North Carolina than
I
it
know,
is to
but
get to Chico.
I know, but like, well, okay. This is my decision in a nutshell on all these things with beer. The beer is the same. It is easier to get to Chico.
No, it's easier to get to North Carolina.
Well, I'm just saying it's. But I know an individual that's going to be in North Carolina, and that's more important. Mm-hmm. Actually, when I was at GABF, Ken Grossman's brother, Scooter, said, "Are you coming? Are you coming?" I'm like, because I was there last year, and that was the whole reason. Like, he just asked if I was going, and I'm like, I hadn't thought about it, and now I'm going to go.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
All right, our camera over here is dead.
We're wrapping it up.
So,
Cheers.
cheers. Not sure what.
Sometimes the beer finds you.
Yeah.
Good enough.
Sometimes the episode comes out. I don't know. We'll get there.
Mm-hmm.